Welcome back, guys. I'm Chad the Dad.
I'm Porter Chaffee.
And we are going to be doing stand-up, all right? And standing up is such a convoluted and complex, it's almost a completely different martial art in itself. And as a matter of fact, when we see like Greco, we see freestyle wrestling, we see judo, we see all these different ways that you can get somebody to the ground, and they've made a whole martial art out of it. And Jiu Jitsu is trying to combine everything. And since it's so convoluted and complex, we're just going to start off with one specific style of takedown, which I think is going to be the safest as we get introduced, and it's going to be fairly effective. And I've used this all the way from being a wrestler in middle school and high school, all the way to being a black belt, and I've gotten the same exact takedown at some of the highest competitions or highest level competitions at black belt. When it comes to self-defense, this is also very important because your ability to, let's say somebody doesn't even know what they're doing when it comes to fighting, but they can like throw punches. They can be dangerous. A kick can be dangerous. Someone poking you in the eye can be dangerous. So what you want to be able to do is take somebody down and control that environment, control that posture, control the position, so that way the physical altercation is happening in your realm, right? Where you can keep yourself safe as well as the attacker safe if that is what you decide to do. So getting somebody to the ground is something that's crucial when it comes to starting this martial art. Now, it's a lot more dangerous, like we were saying, because getting someone to the ground is when they start to collapse on the ground. They have their weight going on their limbs. You have you falling your weight on top of them, right? It can get really, I would say, you have to be cautious, right? But it's such a crucial part of the martial art. So a lot of people start to skip that takedown portion just so that way we can introduce you to jiu-jitsu and kind of get you understanding the manner of what jiu-jitsu is in a more controlled environment, which is already on the ground, and then show you stand up later, okay? But we cannot negate and we cannot neglect how important stand up is. And so I'm going to try to do this kind of early on in these instructionals, but at the same time, show you in a manner that's going to keep you the safest, while at the same time being extremely effective of getting your opponent to the ground. So, when we're standing up, let's go ahead and just cover some of the basics, okay? If we were wrestlers, what I would want to do is I would want to get to your legs, and I would want to take your legs out from underneath you, whether that's like kind of picking them up or cutting the angle, right? But I'm trying to hold on to the legs and pull them out from underneath you, or stop your legs from moving and push your upper body over you, or over your hips rather, or legs, so that way you have to fall over, right? You lose your balance, you lose alignment with your shoulders, spine, and feet. Another way is to create angle, and this is kind of following more of like a striking martial art. If I were to create angle on Chaffee right here, and get here, my ability to fight Chaffee, kick him, and hit him, right, it goes way up because I have the angle on him. It's a lot harder for him to fight me at this angle. He is his strongest facing me. When he's squared up towards me, that's where he's going to be 10 out of 10 strongest. A good base facing me, all of his tools able to attack me or defend against me. Whereas, as I start to create angle, whichever way it is, the more of an angle I get, the less he can defend himself, and the more I can attack him. Whether that's punching him, which we're not going to do in sport jiu-jitsu, or whether that's getting a hold of him and grappling him. It's very difficult for him to walk backwards, so I might pull him backwards so we go to the ground, and I'm already putting undue pressure onto him. So like, let's say I start to trip him down to the mat, right? So creating angle is one of the next best options, okay? Now, this is the one that I say goes at the top of the ladder. And this is also why I teach it first, is controlling posture. So let's say I'm going to go grapple someone, like in a live roll or competition where we start standing, right? The first thing I'm going to try to do is control the posture. I'm going to try to get his head below my head, right? That's the key. If I can do that, if I can either effectively do that or make him respond to that, I'm already considering myself winning the stand-up game. So if I can get right here, and even if he goes to respond to it, it's leaving me openings that he is opening up his posture for me to access and take advantage of other things.
What are you doing now? What are you doing?